Hi everyone, it's Eric Solomon and I'm bringing you the Monmouth Park Pick-5 preview for Friday, August 13th. Put together a $48 ticket, and this sequence, 4 out of the 5 races for fillies and mares, so almost a full ladies' night here at Monmouth Park. And the first race starts off, it is a multi-condition $5,000 claiming race. These are fillies and mares that have never won 4 races in their life or have not won twice in the last 6 months. My top pick is Glory Roll, number 3 for Jose Delgado. I don't love that she is voided claim off her last start in June. However, she's been given 2 months off. She did fire a bullet workout earlier in the week here. She's good at shorter distances and she's versatile. She can win on or near the lead, or she can win from coming off the pace. And that second part is going to be important with the presence of number 7, Cultural Mandate, in here. She's a gate-to-wire threat for sure. She wants to be in the lead. She's been in front at first call in her last several starts. She has 2 wins in her last 3 starts, but they've all been on turf. However, she's very capable on dirt, away since April, so this is a good spot to come back in for her. The 2, Karen's Gem, another one that we're going to put on our ticket here. She's a morning line favorite coming off a 10-length win with $5,000 non-winners of 1 race in 6 months. And to be clear, there's definitely a difference between the non-winners of 1 race in 6 months and the non-winners of 2 races in 6 months condition. So this is definitely a step up in class for her. However, she is rounding back into form. I'm not certain about the 5 furlong distance for her. She was a winner at 7 last time out at Park, so cutting back a whole quarter of a mile here might not be the best trip for her. But again, she's certainly getting back into better form and definitely worth a look here. The other one I'm going to use is Ragtime Susie. She was nearly the even money favorite at a race of the exact same conditions on July 18th. However, this race did definitely draw a better field than what she faced that day. That was not a very strong group in that race. She was 3rd that day. She's another one. I'm not sure she loves the 5 furlong distance, but certainly could improve off of her last start. Race 3, another race for fillies and mares. This one, 12,500 down to 10,500, claiming non-winners of 3 lifetime. I really like Yellowstone Girl in this race. Second off the layoff, and her second start at 2 turns. Her one start, it was a 2-turn race. She broke her maiden at Keeneland at the flat mile there. Did it impressively. There is no speed signed on in this race, so unless somebody kind of comes out of nowhere and Jack kind of decides to try and quarter horse them on the lead here, she should be your pace setter and she should get a pretty soft pace. So she's definitely a gate-to-wire threat here. The main danger is the morning line favorite, Lady Fox. She's a stone cold closer, 9 to 5. She definitely has a buyer speed figure advantage over the rest of these. So to me, you got to put her on the ticket. I can't take a stand against her. However, there is not a lot of pace to set up her late close, and that's kind of hindered her in the past. So it's certainly a possibility. And again, to take a short price on there, not ideal, but certainly might just wind up being better than this field. I'm on a 10 to 1 shot in race 4. I really like Kentucky Cool in this race. I'm willing to excuse his last 3. Was a winner at this level 4 starts ago at the beginning of the meet, and was up near the front end and has a real position to kind of have that same kind of trip today. Since then, ran in a 5 furlong race that was scheduled for the turf. It was taken off the turf and on the main track in the muddy surface. Didn't run well that race. The winner was a tough horse that day. And then 2 straight turf races. So I look at the pedigree. I can see why they took a swing on the turf, but clearly dirt is where this horse is better. I think getting back to 2 turns on the main track certainly could be a plus for this 3-year-old who has a couple bad races in a row. So value is there on that one. Jojo Katz is a logical horse, is the morning line favorite coming off a maiden claiming win. That maiden claiming field was not a good field that day, and that was his first start at 2 turns. Certainly passed that test with flying colors, but again, not a very good field that day. This is a big step up in class, so taking a short price is not ideal. And then the 3 horse on the other end of the spectrum, Bananas on Fire. This is a horse. The question is which version of this horse is going to show up. If the good Bananas on Fire shows up, this race could very well be over and wins easily. But the bad one shows up an awful lot. This is a drop in class for this horse who's been facing tougher. So on that drop in class, it's certainly possible that the good one is going to show up. Race 5, feature optional $30,000 claiming, non-winners of 2 other than allowance race. This race runs through the 2-horse, in my opinion, Ray Are We There Yet? Really good effort last time out, making her first start since March. Dominated that race. The second place finisher, who's a really nice horse, Lamb's Light, was a winner on the card last week. She moves up in class, but really outside of the 1-horse Decade, who we'll talk about in a sec, it really just isn't that much in here for her to beat. No surprise that she's 3-2 on the morning line, but definitely a tough customer here. I am going to put Decade on the ticket, dropping out of Stakes Company. 4 of her 5 races have been okay, not great. Her best effort is in the slop, and just to keep in mind with the weather, it's been hot, it's been humid, there's been pop-up storms all over the East Coast over the last couple weeks, or especially this week. So if that happens, sloppy track comes up, this one definitely moves up. So I'm going to put her on the ticket there, and again, dropping in class. These are the 2 in this race. Excuse me. It gets us to race 6, New Jersey bred, optional claiming $15,000. Non-winners of 1 allowance on the grass. The only turf race of the night. This race goes through I'm Listening, dropping in class, been facing much tougher. It's been a while since she's won, but this is the softest field that she's seen in a while. The other major threat is the 6, Postino's Idol. Was a winner last out at this level, claimed by Douglas Nunn. He's had a very good meet so far, and some of his wins have been with his first horses making their first start off the claim. So solid angle for that barn. And that's the way I'm going to spend $48 on this sequence. So some nice races over the weekend. Should be nicer weather, especially come Saturday and Sunday in Oceanport. So good luck to everybody playing, and enjoy the racing over at Monmouth.